had to put pen to paper and just scratch out my rage since I was little. And to be able to put that in motion to melody and have other kids scream it out the same way that they go to the same place that I was at when I wrote it, and it's just like group therapy. Writing is everything to me.
Although initially seen as yet another act in the late 90s crowd of teen pop acts, Pink quickly outgrew the tag with her combination of pop songcraft and powerhouse rock-influenced lyrics.
She always delivers something exciting. She delivers a new sound, a new look.
She has sold over 135 million records worldwide. Her career accolades include 3 Grammy Awards and 6 MTV Video Music Awards. Not bad for a girl who was almost homeless before the release of her debut album.
It's amazing that she's still managed to sustain this career when there's so much competition out there. It's a hallmark to her hard work and also her ability as well.
VH1 ranked her number 10 on their list of the 100 greatest women in music. She has risen from nowhere to conquer the music world with songs that'll be played for years to come.
I would say don't count her out, because whatever new challenger emerges in the female pop scene, they just can't knock Pink out. She keeps coming back, getting back in the ring, coming back with another fantastic song.
She is a force to be reckoned with in the music scene. She is Pink.
You never know what you're going to get from Pink, so we should expect the unexpected. In a 2012 cover story about Pink in the magazine called The Advocate, the journalist wrote, "The singers changed the sound of modern pop music irrevocably, paving the path for many of today's most popular modern female artists, including Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, and Rihanna." In fact, it's really hard to imagine Lady Gaga, for example, without Pink. The reason is Lady Gaga also doesn't fit that cookie-cutter, perfect-looking mold of a young pop star. Lady Gaga also has an opinion. Lady Gaga also has a certain amount of anger in some of her songs and dark side. Pink was really the trailblazer for what was to come in terms of powerful female pop stars.
One of the most compelling pop stars of the 2000s, Pink spent her first 6 albums straddling genres or ignoring them entirely. As anyone who's seen her on tour or watched her live shows in recent years knows, Pink has somewhat of a second career, moonlighting as an aerialist and trapeze artist. But in a sense, that kind of describes her primary vocation too.
She started to form an ambition, but that ambition was not to be a pop star, it was to be a gymnast. Her dream was to be in the Olympics. She excelled in gymnastics at school, and anyone who's seen the amazing moves that she does on stage, hanging from ropes and ribbons in her stage show, won't be surprised to know that gymnastics was her first love.
Over the course of 6 groundbreaking albums, she's lived dangerously, achieving a high level of self-revelation unmatched by anyone else currently flying in the world of #1 pop hits and international multi-platinum smashes. Arrogance and self-doubt run hand in hand in her highly autobiographical confessions, which can just about make you gasp with their candor.
What's great about her is she's not like all the others. She emerged at the very same time that Britney Spears came out, Christina Aguilera. A lot of them were very cookie cutter. They had similar sounds and very similar looks. And Pink at the time had the short pink hair. She didn't want to show off her boobs like everyone else did. She wanted to sit there and have her own style. And it's definitely evolved. She always showcases a really strong athletic body that you see because she was a gymnast as a kid. And you also hear her sound evolve. And she's going to march to the beat of her own drum. She's not going to be another studio-produced musician.
Her career has been one of many dazzling highs, and her journey began with humble roots. Born Alecia Beth Moore in 1979 to a nurse and a Vietnam veteran in the working-class Philadelphia suburb of Doylestown. Although a healthy baby at birth, she quickly developed asthma, which plagued her through her early years.
And it's kind of interesting, she was a gymnast at a young age, and we've seen that influence later on in her career, but it was her dad. He sang and he played guitar. That was her main musical influence.
Well, Pink has said her two greatest musical influences were Janis Joplin and Madonna. And it's interesting because you can really see those two women in Pink's career. You know, she loved Janis Joplin because she said she didn't fit that kind of cookie cutter, beautiful mode. And also the fact that she was always kind of unafraid to say what she meant and get out there and just do it. And that is very much Pink's persona. I think Pink could very well be called a modern-day Janis Joplin. I think that's a very apt comparison. Pink loves Madonna because she said, you know, while so many other artists have tried to change and evolve and failed, Madonna has successfully pulled off quite a number of transformations. But I think, you know, Pink has done very much the same thing. You could say that she's modeled her career on Madonna's in the sense that every album has something new and some kind of seems to have a new direction in which she seems to be going.
Pink endured a childhood that her songs have often depicted as tumultuous. While she was only young, her parents began having marital problems, and before she was 10, her parents had divorced.
Honestly, I think her parents breaking up was a great help towards her becoming a performer. I have found that the majority of superstars come from broken homes. Sometimes if they are starved of a certain amount of love from one parent or the other, or they're from a broken home, they seek the applause of strangers. And such was the case with Pink. She picked up a guitar, she learned to sing.
But it really, I think, you know, made her sad as a kid, and it's something that you hear a lot in her music. You hear that influence, and sometimes you hear that sadness as well.
Like many troubled youngsters, Pink used her creativity as a means of escapism, and by early adolescence, she was dancing and singing for local hip-hop groups and pop rock bands, as well as writing her own dark lyrics.
She was really young at that stage. By 14, she was doing drugs, and she nearly died of a drugs overdose. So Pink had a very rough and rocky childhood.
Pink developed her strong vocals early in life. During high school, she joined her first band, Middle Ground, but it disbanded upon losing a Battle of the Bands competition. She began performing in Philadelphia clubs when she was about 14. At this point, she went by the stage name A Mean Thing, but soon changed that to the name the world knows her for, Pink.
It had become a nickname for her among her friends because the movie Reservoir Dogs had been very recently popular, and Steve Buscemi's character, Mr. Pink, and that's where it came from. It's all thanks to a Quentin Tarantino movie.
All her friends said that she resembled the character Mr. Pink, which you can kind of see that they have similar characters in the sense that her music is sort of very ballsy and powerful, and she's almost like a bit of a leader in some cases.
At 14, she auditioned to become a member of the all-female group Basic Instinct and earned a spot in the lineup. Ultimately, the group disbanded without releasing any material. At 16, Pink and two other teenage girls, Stephanie Galligan and Chrissy Conway, formed the R&B group Choice.
Think about that. Pink was in a girl band, which is kind of amazing just thinking about what she's like as a solo artist.
A copy of their first song, Key to My Heart, was sent to LaFace Records in Atlanta, Georgia, where L.A. Reid overheard it and arranged for the group to fly there so he could see them perform. After seeing them perform, he signed them to a record deal. Since the three girls were under 18 at the time, their parents had to co-sign the contract. The group relocated to Atlanta and recorded their debut album, which unfortunately was never released. During a Christmas party, L.A. Reid gave Pink an ultimatum: go solo or go home.
We see this often on The X Factor, where they'll have a group and Simon Cowell will point to one person and say, you know, you're the star, I'll take you but not the group. And that is very much what happened to Pink at that time. And she had to make a very difficult decision whether she was going to stay with these other girls or she was going to go solo.
Choice disbanded in 1998. After Choice disbanded, Pink signed a recording contract with LaFace Records and began working on her debut solo album. Her debut single, There You Go, was released in February 2000 and became her first top 10 hit in the Billboard Hot 100, where it peaked at number 7. Internationally, the song also charted inside the top 10 in Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. In April of that year, Pink's debut album, Can't Take Me Home, was released to commercial success.
One thing that's a common theme among performers who are very successful is that they've had an awful lot of struggle before they got there. And that was certainly the case with Pink. When she was trying to make it as a solo singer, she was really struggling for money. She was working in McDonald's, she was virtually homeless, she was crashing on sofas of pals, living with some songwriters. She was trying to get other odd jobs, but there was only one job for her, singing Superstar. And when she recorded that first album, it was an instant hit straight out of the box. So the struggles paid off. She knew she was going to be a star, and she was right from the get-go.
She was really, really strong, and she knew what she wanted to do. She wanted to write her own songs. She wasn't just going to be that manufactured studio musician. And that's exactly what she did. 3 of those songs that she wrote during that time made it onto her debut album.
Despite a moderate peak of 26 on the Billboard 200 chart, the album was certified double platinum. It went on to sell 4 million copies worldwide.
Can't Take Me Home was a home run. Instantly, the planet fell in love with Pink.
She had a lot of singles that made it to the top of the charts, so right off the bat, she was a huge success.
The album's second single, Most Girls, peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became her first chart-topping single in Australia.
This one is so interesting because it's one of her first videos, and we see the old school Pink with the pink hair and everything, and you can tell that she hasn't established herself 100% of who she is and what she wants to be in the industry. So you'll see a little bit of the badass girl, but then you also see, oh, that sounds a little bit like Britney Spears. There's a little bit of dancing that you wouldn't normally see Pink do. So you can see she's really trying to find her way throughout the video, but underneath all of that, you see she's strong, she's representing women that really are gonna make great choices later on.
The early days of Pink, I just loved them because she had this sort of short cropped hair. She was very powerful, very feisty. It's all about kind of not feeling sorry for the guy that she's broken up with, and I liked her vibe. I thought she was a powerful woman.
Pink won the award for New Artist of the Year at the 2000 Billboard Music Awards. She was billed as a supporting act on the North American leg on NSYNC's No Strings Attached tour throughout the summer of 2000.
It was a record that was really boosted by her touring because at the time she was invited to open for NSYNC, which included, of course, Justin Timberlake. This was a massive, massive boost for her career because all of a sudden she went from being an unknown to being virtually a household name.
In 2001, Pink, alongside singers Christina Aguilera, Maya, and rapper Lil' Kim, performed a cover of Lady Marmalade for the soundtrack of the film Moulin Rouge. In the US, it became the most successful airplay-only single in history, as well as Pink's first #1 single. The success of the single was helped by its music video, which was extremely popular on music channels and won the MTV Video Music Award for Video of the Year. The song won Pink her first Grammy Award for Best Pop Collaboration.
2002 was a big year for Pink. She won World Music Awards. She was able to headline her own tour for the very first time, but she won the award that every single artist wants, and that's a Grammy. So really big deal for her.
Who can forget Lady Marmalade, Pink's first #1 single? And what a collaboration that was. All those great divas together, knocking it out of the park. Brilliant song, brilliant video as well. Who can forget the film? And with the extra publicity that came from the film, it opened Pink up to a new audience she maybe hadn't had before. So another big climb up the showbiz ladder.
Yeah, this is so fun. The song for Lady Marmalade. Remember, this is the song from Patti LaBelle. So you have one diva, and then you put in a whole bunch of divas based off of the Moulin Rouge movie. So you have Pink, you have Christina Aguilera, you've got Maya, Little Kim, Missy Elliott, all together in one video, dressed in their Moulin Rouge best. This was a monster, massive hit.
One of my favorite videos of all time. I mean, from the moment when Missy Elliott opens the show, you know, and bring on the divas, out they come. You know, there of course is Pink, the powerhouse of pop, with fantastic vocals, great moves. It was a wonderful number and a great collaboration. One of the greatest team-ups in pop history, I would argue.
We hadn't seen the sexy side of Pink before this video, I think, because you can see her in a corset, on the bed, this long pink flowing hair, and then she's kind of doing this burlesque dance as well. Moulin Rouge, I would say, is probably a huge moment in Pink's career. Performing on a track and making a video with artists like that, like Missy Elliott, Maya, Christina Aguilera, huge artists, just really goes to show how far she'd come by that point.
Lady Marmalade was really the moment where everybody knew who Pink was. It wasn't just kind of pop fans or young girls. It was the world. It really pushed her onto the scene. Interestingly, though, it wasn't necessarily a great experience for her. Pink very famously did not get along whatsoever with Christina Aguilera and felt that Christina's diva attitude, which she's very famous for, was really something that she couldn't relate to and had no time for. There's a very famous story that Pink has told that she was in a room and Christina's producer came in and said, which part of the song has the most words? Christina will take that part. And Pink said, excuse me, no, she won't. That's what this meeting is about. So Pink was already kind of sticking up for herself, even though at the time, Christina Aguilera was a much bigger star. Pink wasn't about to get pushed around. And I think that kind of feistiness and sassiness has really been a part of her personality from the very beginning.
Tired of being marketed as another cookie-cutter pop act, as well as eager both to be seen as a more serious songwriter and musician, and to perform the type of music she wanted to, Pink took her sound in a new direction and sought more artistic and creative control during the recording of her second album, Misunderstood.
As her music and albums progressed over the years, her own sort of style came through, and she moved into that more kind of rocky sound, I think sort of further away from the pop sound that she first started on.
She recruited Linda Perry, former singer of Four Non Blondes, one of Pink's favorite groups in her teenage years. Pink moved into Perry's Los Angeles home, where the pair spent several months writing songs for the album. Perry co-wrote and co-produced the album. However, L.A. Reid was not initially content with the new music Pink was making.
But I have to say, L.A. Reid was not too happy about this initially, but Pink, really stuck with her decisions and said, no, this is the direction I'm going in.
The album, named Misunderstood because of Pink's belief that people had the wrong image of her, was released in November 2001.
This is where Pink started taking creative control. She didn't want to be Britney Spears. I mean, she didn't want to do that same route that Jessica Simpson did with her music career.
She was tired of the cookie cutter kind of pop star thing, and she wanted to put herself out there, which is a very much a darker, grittier girl than what you were seeing. And I think what was interesting about Misunderstood is that she was actually, ironically, doing the exact opposite. She was trying to get the audience to actually understand who she really is. And in fact, it was critically and commercially a huge success. People liked what she was doing. And I think what's so interesting about Misunderstood is that You know, the LA Times called Pink the greatest trailblazer of her generation in pop music. And I think the reason was she kind of broke the mold of all this bubblegum, pretty girl, pop star stuff and decided to kind of speak to who she really was, which was someone who was a bit darker with more of an edge, who wasn't always trying to look pretty in every shot. That wasn't the #1 goal. And she had a message, she had something to say, and she wanted to say it, and she did. And I think Misunderstood is the beginning of when we started to see the real Pink.
Get the Party Started was released as the lead single and peaked at #4 on the Billboard Hot 100. It also became a worldwide hit. The single went on to win Best Female Video and Best Dance Video at the 2002 MTV Video Music Awards.
This one is so much fun. Get the Party Started is really just about getting all your friends together and having a good time. And it's also interesting to see that Pink is really evolving in her style. The pink hair is gone. She's got like the bleach blonde hair. It's kind of spiky. And we see maybe a little influence from Gwen Stefani with like the belly tops, the low-rise pants, the abs showing. But you really see that strong, kind of badass Pink emerging.
Now, in the Get the Party Started video, Pink shows a flair for comedy. It's really funny. The scenes where she leaves the bathroom and is playing dress up and then does the big sort of transformation. She also looks fantastic in it as well. And it's my favorite of all the Pink videos because it shows all her different colors and all her different skills.
I think this video is actually fairly reflective of Pink's personality. Even the song itself kind of reflects her attitude of, I just don't care, I'm doing this for myself, which is very much a part of Pink's career. It's a fun video, it's a humorous video, and I think she doesn't take herself too seriously in it, which is something we will see throughout Pink's music career.
The album's other singles, Don't Let Me Get Me, Just Like a Pill, and Family Portrait, were also radio and chart hits. Misunderstood remains Pink's best-selling album with over 13 million copies sold globally.
Well, in the Family Portrait video, which showcases a little vignette about domestic dramas, I think Pink shows off some true acting ability. She's thoroughly believable in every moment, and I think here she shows the screen acting skills which in future could establish her, if she wanted to go in that direction, as a fine movie actress. You believe every single second.
The Family Portrait video is interesting because this is where we see the softer side of Pink. Again, not blonde this time, she's brunette, but this is more of a softer song. It really talks about some of the family issues she kind of grew up with and having divorced parents. And you see in the video a little version of her, a mini me, sort of the struggles that she went through growing up, and it wasn't an easy time, but it's all about Pink really revealing her emotional side.
She shows herself as a young girl, and she's variously giving advice to her younger self, and her younger self appears to be giving advice to her older self. And there's just an interesting interplay between Pink as a young girl and Pink as an older person. Pink has talked about her own troubled childhood and some of the difficult years she had. And I think she's trying in this song to warn other kids and to kind of promise them that there's a better future ahead, to hang in there and to just stay positive and really not get down too much. And I love the fact that she's actually advising and trying to counsel other girls who are in the same situation as she was. You know, bearing in mind that Pink herself almost died of a drugs overdose when she was just 15. I think that going through what she went through, she's trying to kind of at that point help other girls.
In mid-2003, Pink contributed the song Feel Good Time to the soundtrack of the film Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, in which she had a cameo appearance.
She did a song for the soundtrack to the Charlie's Angels movie, Feel Good Time, which is definitely one for the ladies, very sort of female empowering, very cool.
The single became Pink's first single to miss the top 40 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart, although it was a hit in Europe and Australia. Pink's third studio album, Try This, was released in November 2003. 8 of the 13 tracks were co-written with Tim Armstrong of the band Rancid. Linda Perry was featured on the album as a writer and musician. Despite the album reaching the top 10 on album charts on a global scale, sales were considerably lower than those of Misunderstood. However, it did go platinum in the US.
Try This went platinum in the United States, which of course is a huge success, but it did have significantly lower sales than Misunderstood. And it came out in 2003, so just about a year after her really huge 2002 year where she won the Grammy and was headlining the tour. So a little bit of a disappointment, but if you take a look at the sales, it did sell well.
They weren't embraced the same way that Misunderstood was. I think people didn't exactly know what to do with her at this point. I think Pink was evolving and changing and exploring, and audiences just weren't able to keep up.
The singles Trouble and God is a DJ did not reach the US top 40, but did reach the top 40 in other countries. Trouble earned Pink the Best Female Rock Vocal Performance Award at the 46th Annual Grammy Awards. She toured extensively on the Try This tour through Europe and Australia, where the album was better received.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. This is Pink. She's riding into town. It's a Western. Watch out because she's gonna cause some trouble. So she's dressed up in her favorite Western wear, and she goes into a bar, causes a lot of chaos, gets all the women free from all the crazy guys. But if you watch carefully at the end, you'll see a very young Jeremy Renner in the video.
In the video for Trouble, you know, Pink is sexy. She's in a sexy outfit, but she's also strong. She's really strong. In fact, she's beating up men. I think this is actually something that we see throughout Pink's career. She's fine to play the sexy one, but she also wants to show off that she's actually strong and powerful at the same time. And I think where Pink stands out from other pop singing acts and other girls of her era is that in addition to the sexiness and the prettiness, she's not really that worried about looking pretty. She wants to look strong. And I think that really comes through in this video.
Pink took a break to write songs for her fourth album, I'm Not Dead, which she said she titled as such because it's about being alive and feisty and not sitting down and shutting up, even though people would like you to. Pink worked with a string of producers. The album's release through LaFace Records in April 2006 was a substantial success throughout the world, particularly in Australia.
She took a little time off after her first 3 albums. She took about 3 years off. You know, she just wanted to take some time away, time for herself, write some new music. She collaborated with new artists, and it reached the top 10 in the United States, so it did well. But she really wanted to make a statement like, don't ever count me out, I'm still here.
The album's lead single, Stupid Girls, was Pink's biggest US hit since 2002 and earned her a Grammy nomination for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Its music video, in which she parodies celebrities such as Lindsay Lohan, Jessica Simpson, Mary-Kate Olsen, and Paris Hilton, won the MTV Video Music Award for Best Pop Video.
This is kind of fun because, you know, Pink likes to make statements like, be strong, be smart. You don't have to be like other girls and be stupid. So throughout the video, you see her doing some things that she thinks that girls don't need to do. The spray tanning, the fake boobs, you know, dressing in a bikini and like being seductive all over a car while you're washing it, or, you know, things like that, trying to seduce the trainer at the gym. She's saying, just be smart, be yourself, and that's empowering.
She really takes aim in a very specific way at people like Britney Spears and Jessica Simpson and a variety of others. In fact, the Jessica Simpson part of the video. She absolutely is copying the very sexy video that Jessica Simpson made in her Daisy Dukes washing a car when she made the movie Dukes of Hazzard. And Pink like completely makes fun of her. She makes fun of Paris Hilton and her sex tape. She makes fun of Britney Spears. She is trying to show the audience that all of these things are based on really stupid, shallow things. And what you really want to be as a woman is a strong, powerful leader. I mean, she shows herself in the video at one point as a politician on stage in a suit, maybe running for president. And she's trying to kind of exhort the listener to be that kind of person instead of these airhead bimbo girls who just care about being pretty and looking good. And I think that, you know, a lot of people were offended by the video. In fact, you know, Britney Spears and Jessica Simpson and all these other people, their fans took a lot of umbrage to the video that made fun of their you know, the people they loved. But I think, as Pink herself tried to explain later, it wasn't that she was trying to bag on these individual or diss these individual women, but she was trying to say that this is our culture and this is what our culture is doing, and I think women should try to be more than that. And I think it was a really powerful message. And for every girl that doesn't fit the kind of perfect pop star image at home, I think Pink gave them another role model to look to, and I thought that was great.
The album has sold over 1.3 million copies in the US. The album proved very popular in Australia, with 6 top 5 singles and a record-breaking 62 weeks in the top 10. Back in 2001, Pink met and started dating professional motocross racer Carey Hart.
They immediately hit it off. They had a great chemistry and they started dating. Pink really threw herself into the motocross circuit and supported him at many of his races.
Carey Hart is an X Games motocross racer, and they have a pretty long history. They met in 2001. They kind of went back and forth, dated on and off, broke up a few times.
Following a brief separation in 2003, Pink proposed to Hart in June 2005 during a Mammoth Lakes motocross race.
Yet again, kind of proving that she is, you know, a female with her own mind and her own decisions. She, in fact, proposed to her boyfriend, the motocross star Carey Hart.
She was assisting in the race and wrote, "Will you marry me? I'm serious," on a pit board. He initially didn't notice the board and continued on for another lap. When he did notice later, he veered off the track to accept the proposal. They married in Costa Rica on January 7, 2006.
It was a really beautiful relationship, especially at the beginning, because they came from entirely different worlds, but they had a fantastic connection.
On August 7, 2008, Pink's single So What was leaked online, and radio stations across Australia were quick to give it a massive airplay. Less than 6 hours after the leak, So What was voted #1 on Nova 100 Melbourne and shot to #1 on the Today Network's national radio Hot 300 countdown.
So What is fun. You definitely see the comedic side again to Pink. You'll see a cameo by her husband, Carey Hart, which is kind of fun. But she's not apologizing for who she is, the fact that she is a pop star. She's doing some crazy things, crazy antics, everything from chopping down a tree to trying to get a good table at a restaurant in Hollywood. But you know what? She's just talking about, I am who I am. I'm having a great time doing it.
On August 22nd, Pink announced a new track titled Crystal Ball. On September 18, 2008, So What became her second #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Pink was the guest of honor at the 2008 ARIA Music Awards, which were held in Sydney, Australia in October 2008. There she sang So What. On November 3, 2008, her fifth studio album, Funhouse, debuted at #1 on the ARIA charts. In Australia, it sold over 86,000 units in its first week and was eventually certified 11 times platinum.
Funhouse was released in 2008, and it did well. It debuted at #2 in the US on the Billboard charts, and it had 6 top singles. So she's really cranking out those hits, and she really knows what people want from her music.
Pink's Funhouse tour started in France on February 24, 2009, and continued throughout Europe until mid-May. Pink then performed a series of shows in Australia, all of which sold out. Between May and August 2009, she performed for a total of more than 600,000 Australia fans at 58 shows around the country. On September 13, 2009, Pink performed the track Sober while doing a trapeze act at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards, where she was nominated for Best Female Video for So What. The following year, Pink did another trapeze act in the same form of aerial skills at the 2010 Grammy Awards, this time performing the song Glitter in the Air. She received a standing ovation. In 2013, Billboard ranked the performance as the best Grammy performance of the decade. Her latest collaboration earned Pink a Grammy Award for Best Pop Collaboration. She was featured on the Eminem track Won't Back Down on his 2010 album, Recovery. Pink's trapeze act was becoming a regular feature in her live shows. In July 2015, she fell out of a harness, which was supposed to carry her across the crowd during a concert in Nuremberg, Germany.
Let's get her out of it.
I can't feel anything. Can you take my shoe off?
She was rushed off stage and taken to a local hospital. Fortunately, she was not seriously injured. Pink moved a total of 3 million concert tickets on her 2009 to 2010 world tour. In the first week of October 2010, Pink released Raise Your Glass, the first single from her first compilation album, Greatest Hits So Far. The song celebrates a decade since Pink's debut in 2000 and is dedicated to her fans who have been supporting her over the years. The song peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Pink's 10th top 10 hit and her third #1 on the chart. She released the compilation album on November 12, 2010, and almost a month later, she released the album's second single named Perfect. The song reached #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and peaked at #1 in Germany. Just prior to the release of her fifth studio album, it wasn't Pink's music that was making the headlines, it was her love life. After months of speculation, Pink announced in February 2008 that she and Hart had separated. Hart subsequently appeared in the video for her 2008 song So What, which deals with their separation.
Unfortunately, they broke up, they separated, and they split, which very much mirrored Pink's own childhood, where her parents were divorced by the time she was 3. To Pink's eternal credit, though, she was not satisfied to let that relationship go, and in fact, took to writing songs about the breakdown of her relationship as a form of therapy. She wrote a lot of songs about her split and separation. In fact, Carey Hart even appears in the video for one of her songs that details some of the feelings that she had through this separation and through their separation. After undergoing intensive counseling, Pink and Carey managed to put their relationship back together and reconciled in 2010. And it's a real testament, I think, to kind of the determination and grit that Pink has, that she really put that relationship back together.
In February 2010, Pink confirmed that she and Hart were back together. In November 2010, Pink announced on The Ellen DeGeneres Show that she and Hart were expecting their first child. On June 2, 2011, Pink gave birth to their daughter, Willow Sage Hart. In February 2012, Pink confirmed that she was in the writing process for her next studio album, The Truth About Love.
Truth About Love debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts in the United States. It wound up becoming the 6th best-selling album in 2012. She was nominated for a Grammy for it. She had a successful tour, so it was a great year for Pink.
It was preceded with the release of its lead single, Blow Me One Last Kiss, in July. The single peaked at #5 on the Billboard Hot 100, while reaching #1 in Australia and Hungary, and the top 5 in Canada, Japan, and the United Kingdom. Released in September, The Truth About Love debuted atop the Billboard 200 with first-week sales of 281,000, making it her first #1 album in the United States. It also topped the charts in Australia, Austria, Canada, Germany, New Zealand, Sweden, and Switzerland, and became the world's 6th best-selling album of 2012. The album was certified double platinum by the RIAA for 2 million copies shipped and has sold over 7 million copies worldwide. The Truth About Love received positive response from music critics and was nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album at the 55th Annual Grammy Awards. Try was released as the second single from The Truth About Love in October 2012 and became a worldwide top 10 hit, peaking at #9 on the Billboard Hot 100. In February 2013, Pink released the 4th single, Just Give Me a Reason, featuring guest vocal by Nate Roos of Fun. It became the most successful single from The Truth About Love, topping the record charts in more than 20 countries worldwide and becoming Pink's 4th #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was the 4th best-selling digital single of 2013, with 9.9 million copies sold worldwide. The single won the Billboard Mid-Year Award for Favorite Hot 100 #1 Song and garnered 2 nominations for Best Pop Duo, Group Performance, and Song of the Year at the 56th Annual Grammy Awards. 3 further singles, True Love, Walk of Shame, and Are We All We Are, were released throughout 2013 to less commercial success.
Well, the True Love video was a great glimpse into Pink's personal life. It features her husband and also their daughter, Willow, and they play out a fun little drama about the ups and downs of relationships. And I think it does reflect her marriage, which has had its setbacks, but has emerged stronger than ever in the end, and it really sums up the whole meaning of true love. Plus, the video also features those trademark gymnastic moves by Pink. So, yeah, it's a great look into her world.
On February 13, 2013, Pink kicked off her 6th tour, known as the Truth About Love Tour, in Phoenix, Arizona. Billboard released a statement on June 14th, announcing that Pink held the #1 spot on their Hot Tours chart as the American leg of her Truth About Love tour grossed over $23.6 million. She still held the title a week later as the European leg grossed $30.7 million. In addition to her work for The Truth About Love, Pink appeared on the track Guns N' Roses on T.I.'s album Trouble Man, Heavy is the Head. The song has been certified gold by the ARIA for sales of 35,000 digital downloads shipped in Australia. She also co-wrote 2 songs, I Walk Alone and Lie to Me, for Cher's new album, Closer to the Truth. Pink starred as a sex addict alongside Gwyneth Paltrow and Mark Ruffalo in the 2013 movie Thanks for Sharing. The official trailer was released on June 27th, and the movie premiered on September 20th, 2013. Her role as Dee Dee was heavily praised by critics. Billboard named Pink Woman of the Year 2013. In December, the magazine also named The Truth About Love Tour the third best-selling tour of 2013, with $147.9 million in ticket sales, falling only behind Bon Jovi and Michael Jackson, The Immortal World Tour. Also in Billboard's end-of-year charts, Pink was ranked as the 6th top artist of 2013, and she scored her highest charting end-of-year song and album, with Just Give Me a Reason sitting at number 7 on the Hot 100, and The Truth About Love placing at number 8 on the Billboard 200. She was the 9th top-grossing music artist of 2013, with just over $20 million earned. RCA Records later announced that they had signed Pink for a multi-album deal that will last for years to come. The singer was quoted about the deal saying, "I am super duper excited to continue onwards and upwards with RCA and my team there." It was announced in September 2014 that Pink and Dallas Green, lead singer of City and Colour, worked together on a collaborative album under the band name You Plus Me. The album, titled Rose Ave, was released on October 14, 2014. The album debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 and at number 1 on the U.S. Folk Albums chart. In August 2015, Pink recorded the theme song for the 13th season of The Ellen DeGeneres Show. The song, Today's the Day, was performed during the show's premiere week in New York City on September 10, 2015. Pink, aside from her musical feats, has also become known for her style and work outside of music. She has often been seen as adventurous with her hair and has had styles such as fluorescent spikes to pink-streaked dreadlocks to a pitch-black skater cut. Regarding her style, she told InStyle, "I'm eclectic, I'm a tomboy, but I'm kind of a hippie and kind of a gangster. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it is my thing." Pink has been credited for breaking boundaries and pushing the envelope throughout her career. She is regarded as the most trailblazing artist of her pop generation. Despite her tough girl image, Pink has also shown a softer side to the public. An outspoken advocate for the better treatment of animals, Pink has put her celebrity behind campaigns sponsored by the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA. In February 2009, Pink also donated a considerable sum of money toward a fund to help Australians affected by a large brush fire that swept through Victoria.
Pink has become really something of a great philanthropist. She's involved with a number of charities, including Human Rights Campaign, the One Campaign, the Prince's Trust, the New York Restoration Project, Save the Children, Take Back the Night, UNICEF, and World Animal Protection. She's particularly actually involved in animal rights, has given a lot of money to PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and the RSPCA to prevent cruelty to animals. She's an animal lover. She has a lot of causes she supports. She also supports Autism Speaks, an organization that works with autistic children. She donates a lot of money, she donates a lot of time, and she seems to be determined to make a difference.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You need your light on? You got enough light. You're good. Okay. Oh, it's wonderful. First to promote No Kid Hungry and what we're up to, and also to shine a light on this lady here who's been such a wonderful hero for us.
I just follow his lead.
Yeah.
It's an incredible organization, and they're getting things done. And you've been doing this for a very long time. I'm the new girl, and it's just been awesome. You're seeing things change automatically. It's really exciting because it is something it's a problem that can be fixed. So it's inspiring because you're not frustrated all the time. You're actually constantly doing great things. And we're feeding kids.
No Kid Hungry is all about ending childhood hunger here in America. And as Pink was saying, we've had tremendous success already, and that success is kind of contagious, and it feels wonderful to see it, rip through the rest of the country and other school districts and everything, getting this idea about making sure that all our kids start their day with a healthy breakfast, make it part of the school day.
causes particularly near to your heart?
I can tell you I like children a lot more than I like grown-ups. I think there's still just raw potential there, and I have a 3-year-old, 3 3/4, as she'll tell you, and she's my whole life. And getting to know her and her spirit and see what's possible and the way that we start out, I can't fathom the idea that there's one single mom out there that can't put food in her baby's belly. It tears me up, and if I can do something about it, which I can, here we are.
Yeah, you know what Pink was saying about having children, that puts things in perspective. And now I'm doing the granddad thing, so I've got the next generation, and it's about the future of us. Our kids are our future. We can't have a strong country without having our kids fed. It doesn't make any sense. It makes sense on so many levels. On just the moral issue of making sure a kid is fed. But health issues, education, and just patriotism. Can't think of a more patriotic thing than making sure our kids are strong and healthy.
And then just lastly, how do you think the entertainment industry can really change and shift perceptions for the better?
I think it's just about awareness. I think that people want to help, they just don't always know how. And so we have a platform, and we can show you on Twitter with a link what you can do, and you make it easy, you bring it to them, and you show them what's out there. There's so many causes being celebrated tonight, and this is one of them, and this is a great one, and here's how you can help, and it's that simple. And then some teenager's gonna wake up tomorrow that maybe likes one of my songs and says, that's kind of cool, I want to do something like that. So maybe if I can't be a rock star tomorrow, I could help No Kid Hungry. It's that kind of idea.
Celebrities, I guess we're celebrities, but we represent everybody else, and it's not just what celebrities can do, but what everyone can do. The organization that we're a part of, Share Our Strength. That's such a wonderful title. We all have strengths to share, whether you're a celebrity or anybody. So you kind of look into your heart and see what you can do.
So much. Thank you. Bye.
This is the best ever. It's about songwriting, and that's what I've always wanted so badly to be recognized for, as opposed to being popular. There's so many talented, awesome people here tonight. It's gonna be a really fun, and I get to sing, so it's gonna be fun.
It is with great pleasure that we present you with the BMI President's Award.
I've always tried to be uncomfortably honest and open to the point of oversharing in my career, and I think for that reason my fans have always said to me, instead of, I want to be just like you, they say, thank you for helping me want to be more like myself, or man, I thought I was the only person that went through that, or I thought I was the only person that felt that way. And to that and to them I say, me too. And to every single person, kid, grown-up, old geezer, write your story. Even if you're the only one who will read it, I guarantee you will learn something, or you will have a really good laugh in 10 years. Lydia Emily is a street artist that I admire, and she says, I get to say whatever I want under the umbrella of being an artist. And that's what we all support here. We support freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom to be who we are as we are it, whatever it is. You all supply the pens, and we attack the paper, or the melody, or the boyfriend, in my case. Super duper happy to be receiving this particular award for all of these reasons. I'm grateful that there are so many people out there that are interested about my story and other people's stories in general. I'm grateful to my parents and my husband for forgiving my honesty and my tendency to vomit out all of our experiences. I signed up for this life, but they didn't. Let me tell you about hard work, building a
big time in 2000 and has since gone on to achieve astronomical success in the music industry.
Oh, it's Pink. You know, I'm excited to see what the future holds for Pink because she always delivers something exciting. She delivers a new sound, a new look. Even if you go see her tour, she's always doing these amazing gymnastics routines, dance, contemporary. You never know what you're going to get from Pink, so we should expect the unexpected.
With multiple platinum albums and multiple awards to her name, Pink defied her early cookie-cutter image to create her own unique space within the music industry.
Pink was really the trailblazer for what was to come in terms of powerful female pop stars. And her legacy is that she made a difference in a massive way to the kind of range and spectrum of women singing in music today.
Pop music is so dominated by female singers at the moment. You know, you've got Katy Perry, you've got Rihanna, you've got Ariana Grande. I could go on and on and on. But still there is Pink. And it's amazing that she's still managed to sustain this career when there's so much competition out there. It's a hallmark to her hard work and also her ability as well. I would say don't count her out, because whatever new challenger emerges in the female pop scene, they just can't knock Pink out. She keeps coming back, getting back in the ring, coming back with another fantastic song. I think she'll be with us forever.
She has sold over 135 million albums worldwide, as she will continue to thrill the music industry for many years to come with her powerhouse hits and dazzling live performances.